When we were planning our travels for the summer months, we knew that we wanted to see Mount Rushmore. It was a top priority for both of us. Neither one of us had ever been before, and we were dying to see it. While researching the area to see what else was out there, we came across a national park by the name of Wind Cave National Park. We had never heard of it.
Yeah.
We're trying to hit as many national parks as we can, so we figured, heck, why not? We'll check that out too.
And this turned out to be something that allowed us to do some things that we never thought we'd end up doing. Hi, I'm Dan.
Hi, I'm Dina, and we are Rivers to Ridges RV.
Before we get into Wind Cave National Park, I want to talk a little bit about the place we stayed and some of the other things we got to do while in Hot Springs, South Dakota, and we really had a blast.
Yeah,
I
it was a
think.
good time.
We stayed at Hidden Lake Campground, I believe it's Hidden Lake Campground and Resort. Very, very small little campground. It's only 24 sites.
Right.
They have some cabins and some tent areas as well. But it does sit on a nice little small, not a big lake, maybe an acre or 2 acre size lake.
A beautiful, clean lake.
Very clean. We went
Yeah.
swimming in there. You can go fishing in the lake.
Rodeo went swimming, dogs are allowed.
They do rent kayaks and canoes as well. They have a nice little game area outside too, you know, the typical horseshoes and things like that.
Very clean.
So, Hidden Lake Campground, really enjoyed it, and we'd highly recommend it if
Yep.
everyone went back there again. Another place we found, this was actually kind of neat, this was like a locals hangout, and I'll never remember the whole name, J.H.
Keith.
Cascade
Falls.
I'm going to call it Cascade Falls. so
Yeah, I
I'll
think
never
they
remember.
do call it Cascade Falls.
But it's a local hangout, and in the summer months when it's really hot there, you can go there and you go swimming. Dogs are allowed on a leash, and really all it is a small picnic area. It's about 10 miles south of Hot Springs, South Dakota on State Highway 71. What's really neat about it is it's very cold water. What a face.
Yeah, really cold.
You just kind of have a little river that kind of trickles down, cascades over some small falls into a pretty good sized swimming area. So a lot of the locals will go there and swim in the summer months.
Hang out.
They have
Lots of
picnic
kids.
tables, restrooms. We didn't see garbage cans there, which kind of
Kinda
surprised
surprised,
us.
yeah.
So just be prepared to
Bring a trash
take
bag.
home with you what you brought
Yeah,
with you.
for sure.
Great little place to cool off.
And
so-
water shoes, if you have
Oh, good
them.
idea. Yeah, we did wear water shoes. Some of the rocks, I guess, can be slippery.
Very slippery.
And you never know.
Some, not all of
so,
them, but really fun.
water
Really great
shoes.
place.
Yep. Now, this next
Pretty.
place, really surprised. We'd never
Yeah.
heard of it. It's a place called the Mammoth site. And this, I was actually surprised Dina got into this more
Yeah,
than
it was pretty cool.
I expected. What this is it's a mammoth site, and what happened was back in 1974 there was a local developer digging up a mound of some property. He's going to develop it, and apparently he hit some bones when they were with a dozer. Long story short, they went through contacting people and archaeologists and everything. They found out these were mammoth bones, and luckily the guy donated this chunk of property to
the builder.
it's a non-profit organization. I believe it's called the Mammoth Site Organization, non-profit organization.
Right.
But this is the largest known mammoth site on Earth that anybody knows about. It has over 60 mammoths in all different, I'm sure there's parts.
Species.
They have 58 Colombian mammoths there and three woolly mammoths.
Yeah.
And this is really cool. It's an active dig site. So the way this works is it was an old lake, this from what we learned.
It all together inside the sinkhole. Eventually, the sinkhole was completely filled in, providing a unique environment for preservation. The fossils remained undisturbed. During the time since the sinkhole filled, water slowly washed away the softer spearfish shale and soils from around the filled pond.
It was an old lake, and the mammoths and other animals would go down to the lake and try to feed on the grass and stuff that's just inside the lake. Apparently, the sides of the lake were steep, and I believe it's almost like a clay or some kind of material. It was really slippery when it was wet. So some of these mammoths would actually slip into the lake, and they couldn't get out.
Kind of sad.
Yeah, sad.
We
if you
felt
think
really
about it.
bad.
We did feel bad for something that happened thousands to 100,000 years ago. This is during the old Ice Age.
Yeah.
But you can
It's
go
sad,
there
though.
and walk around. They have different stations, and they tell you exactly what you're looking at, the different layers of the dirt. You can actually see where old footprints were.
Right.
They have full...
You can see where they're actively working on sections.
Yeah,
And then they actually have like kids, like a camp for kids, an area off to the side.
Yeah, you can
that they
actually
allow the
volunteer
kids.
there and dig.
It's really interesting.
If you're in the area, the Mammoth site, I would highly...
little museum, too.
Highly recommend. You could probably do the whole thing in a couple hours.
Yeah.
But it was definitely something, especially if you had a rainy day.
Yeah.
Great thing to do.
Yeah, it's all undercover.
So let's get on to Wind Cave National Park.
Oh, before you get into that, don't miss our video clippings of Wind Cave that we put together for you guys to see.
Towards the end of the video.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So Wind Cave National Park gets its name from the cave and the winds that actually flow in and out of the cave. And from what I remember, we were told these winds can actually blow up to 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that'd be pretty...
It's like the cave is breathing, so to speak.
Yeah, it's definitely. The cave is a sacred place for the local Indians. You can find prayer flags there, so they are to be respected. The park does offer tours of the cave, 3 different tours if I remember correctly. And it's kind of like almost an easy, medium, and a hard tour.
We did the easy.
We did the medium.
We did the medium.
No, I didn't tell you at the time.
Oh, thank you. That's why there were so many steps going up and down. I was like wondering, I'm like, wow.
But you enjoyed it. The tours last roughly like an hour to an hour and a half. They're about $17 per person.
Yeah.
Give or take, they do have some discounts for military and seniors and whatnot. So the tours that we really enjoyed, I would highly recommend doing.
They do sell out quickly.
Yeah, you have to get a ticket or so well in advance of time. If not, you may not be able to go at the time that you want to go. Now, what really surprised us, we really liked about the park too, is all the wildlife. We saw buffalo, elk,
fantastic wildlife,
pronghorn,
prairie dogs.
Dina's favorite, prairie dog, coyotes.
Yeah.
So it's really, really neat. And if you know us, we love wildlife. And the nice thing about staying at the Hidden Lake campground, we were literally about 5 miles from the south entrance of the park. So when I would get off work in the evenings, we could go straight into the park, spend a few hours driving around looking for wildlife and just enjoying the park itself. So Wind Cave National Park.
Beautiful, beautiful.
If you're in the area, it's definitely worth a trip. You could honestly do it in a day if you just want to do it a day. Fortunate for us, we were there for a couple of weeks. We just spent a lot of time back and forth in the park.
We spent a lot of time with the wildlife.
Yeah, we did.
As much as we could anyway after work.
And again, we got to go to the Mammoth side and Cascade Falls and some other local attractions as well. So it's really, really neat. So that's kind of the park. We want to show you a little bit of some highlights, I guess, of our trip in the park. We put to music, and hopefully you can enjoy this as well.
For sure.
You're not so big.
He's like, what'd you say?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going way out in
Good thing we moved up, huh?
Aww. Hi, handsome. Look at everyone in the back.
Oh, we got another one here.
He's gonna clean the bugs off your truck for you.
Hey.
Hey, clean our truck.
Yeah, get the bugs off my truck.
We are the 3rd longest cave in the United States and the 7th longest cave in the world. Now uniquely, all 162 miles is squeezed into a 1 square mile radius just around the visitor center here. boxwork. It's short for post office boxwork. When they first saw it, they thought it looked like where they pick up their mail from in the 1800s. All these irregular shaped little boxes. But today we just call it boxwork. It's also this cave's most unusual and unique formation. 95% of the world's known boxwork is only found here in Wind Cave. They haven't really been able to find it elsewhere across the world yet.
The closer I will be to out in the open, out in the open, out in the open, out in the open, wide open land.
Well, those were our highlights of our trip to Wind Cave National Park. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We really,
So
really
much fun.
enjoyed the cave tours.
Yep.
We enjoyed the wildlife, the Mammoth site, Cascade Falls.
All of it.
The Black Hills of South Dakota are just unbelievable,
Fantastic.
I think. It really, really is.
For sure. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to see you next week. Until then, stay safe, safe travels, and God bless.
Remember, always live life to the fullest.